Om Shanti. Good morning, Divine Family. Am I audible?
Yes, brother.
Om Shanti. So today is Avyakt Murli, dated 30th June 1974, titled Make the Speed of Your Efforts Fast by Stabilizing Yourself in the Avyakt stage. Baba is emphasizing on the significance of the Avyakt stage for attaining the stabilized stage and speeding up the efforts, and making the speed fast. And how will it become fast? By stabilizing a stage in the Ekras, Papa says, Ekras Avastha in the Avek stage. So the entire Murli is on this particular topic, very useful Murli for maintaining the speed of the effort very high. Baba says flying stage. So let's straight away read the Murli. And before starting the Murli, let's be seated in the Avyakt stage, that is beyond sound. As the song was played, let's be seated in the essence of that song, that shedding this old world, old body, which is I'm in a foreign land here. So let me go back to my own world, that is incorporeal world, Param Dham, supreme abode, and be seated with Baba, that is beyond sound, which is not visible through these sense organs, is Avyakt, invisible for the outer world, invisible for the body. But I, deep inside, I'm experiencing the stage in company with Baba. Om Shanti. So 30th June 1974, make the speed of your effort fast by stabilizing yourself in the Avyakt stage. Today, Baba is telling all the children information about the subtle region. All of you are interested in touring the subtle region, that is, in seeing the subtle region at least once, are you not? Do you know why you have this desire or this thought? Because Bab Dada plays his part as the resident of the subtle region. You too have the thought that together with Bab Dada, you should also experience this, to experience the company of Bab Dada in the subtle region, the subtle world, which has been exclusively created by Bab Dada for we Brahmin soul. This is why Bab Dada himself is now relating his own experience to you. You know what the most important time is to have a special experience or to hear about those scenes, do you not? The time of Amrit Vela is specially fixed for the children. After that, according to the drama, the rest of Baba's time is for the souls of the rest of the world, and is there are various points Baba has given that the rest of Baba's time, it means after Amrit Vela, the time is kept for the souls of the rest of the world, and is first to give them the fruit of their devotion according to their capacity. Second, to give souls temporary fruit for their Rajo Pradhan, that is, Rajo Pradhan actions performed for a temporary period. Third, for hearing the call of the true devotees and to grant them visions according to their different types of feelings. Fourth, to enable the message to reach Brahmin souls of the previous cycle who are still hidden everywhere, every religion, every caste, every group. There are still Brahmin souls of the previous cycle who are still hidden. Fifth, for the task of making his children instruments. Sixth, to look after the scientists who are to become the instruments to finish the old world. Seventh, for helping the knowledgeable souls and the loving and cooperative children in carrying out the task of doing godly service throughout the day. Eighth, for helping children become the conquerors of Maya according to the principle that the child receives the father's help by maintaining courage. So the seventh and eighth ones are for the Brahmin souls. So now do you understand what the father does throughout the day? Because of now being Avyakt, Sakar Baba can now also play the part of being a companion and cooperating with the incorporeal father with a quick speed all the time. Underline the word quick speed because Baba has become subtle. Sakar Baba also can now also play the part of being a companion and cooperating with the incorporeal father that becomes fast in the subtle region. So Brahma Baba, the one who has an Avyakt body, has become a companion equal to the father at quick speed by having no bondage of a body, underlying no bondage of a body, because these five elements, they do have a bondage. The ones in the subtle region, Baba is giving own example of going beyond the bondages of body, five elements. He could not have become such a companion in the corporeal form. Why not? What is the reason for the difference between the corporeal form and the Avyakt form? In the corporeal body, he still had to give time to the physical body, and he sometimes still had to use his powers for himself in order to settle the accounts of the suffering of karma. So, in the corporeal body, he had to give time to the self, to his children, and to the world. And because of being in a corporeal body, he had to, means Brahma Baba had to serve on the basis of physical facilities. However, in the Avyakt form, he doesn't have to take the support of physical means even for himself. That is a speciality of the subtle form or the Avyakt form, that in the Avyakt form, Brahma Baba doesn't have to take the support of the physical means even for himself. In this way, now what are the advantages? In this way, firstly, because of being complete, there is the fast speed of completion. Secondly, because of not using time and powers for himself, there is a fast speed of service. So the utilization of the inner powers for and inner powers and time for own self is not there. So that saves that power, and that power can also be used for the upliftment of the other souls. So there is a fast speed of service. Thirdly, because of not having the support of any perishable means, the speed of thought is fast. Because there's no support of any five elements or any perishable means, the speed of thought is fast. There is so much difference in terms of time and power because between being able to reach somewhere with your thoughts and in reaching somewhere physically with your body, because physically body has got constraints of these limitations of the body, whereas in the subtle region, Baba says you can reach anywhere with your thoughts, and the thought speed is also fast. In the same way, there is also a difference between the speed of the corporeal and the Avyakt. Bab Dada says scientists are trying to make their time and energy, that is, their labor and expansion of the facilities, very subtle and minute. Because you see the nanotechnology, everything is becoming minute, miniature form, and the capacity of those devices is increasing and the size is decreasing. So, and things are becoming subtle. So, even scientists are focusing on these two aspects to make them subtle and minute. They are making intense effort to reach somewhere in less sorry. They are making intense effort to reach somewhere in less than a second and are also successful in that. So they are also now speak about bullet trains or the flights which are very fast, like rocket. So they can reach anywhere in less than a second. That's the goal for scientists too. And their scientists are also successful to large extent in that. Just as the speed of the souls who are instruments for destruction is becoming subtle and intense, so too the stage and the speed of the souls. So, what's the learning from the scientists? The stage and speed of the souls who are instruments for establishment should also be subtle and intense. We Brahmin souls, Abdada says, our speed and our stage, because we are the instruments for establishment of the DT world. So our stage and speed should also be subtle and intense. Only then will both the tasks be accomplished. So, do you now understand the difference between the physical body and the Avyakt body? According to the drama, did you understand the significance of the service for which Baba became Avyakt? The part of Brahma is fixed till the end of establishment. As long as the task of establishment is incomplete, the part of the instrument soul, Brahma, is not going to finish. He cannot play another part until then. The part of completing the new creation of the world Father is fixed according to the drama. It is only remembered of Brahma that he created the progeny of the human world. This is why he is remembered as the great great grandfather. It is simply the stage, the place, and the speed. Underline these three keywords: the stage, the place, and the speed that have changed. The part of Brahma is still the same. Many children's thoughts reach Baba as to what Baba is doing all this time. The father is also now asking, as the part of Brahma along with Brahmins, in being instruments for bringing benefit to the souls of the whole world and of establishing the new world finished, since that part has not finished and the world is not yet transformed, how can the part of Brahma finish? Because of love, you wonder what Baba would be doing in the subtle region all this time. Do you ever have the thought of why and how Baba has the part in the subtle region for all this time? This too is an incognito secret. So, why and how Baba has the part in the subtle region for all this time? This is an incognito secret. First, the soul who is free from the bondage of karma. Very important. Soul who is free from the bondage of karma, that is karmatit. Second, who has become perfect, that is no defect, no alloy. Third, who has finished the cycle of rebirth in this cycle? Fourth, who is the first number companion of the incorporeal Father? Fifth, the first soul to become an instrument for world benefit. Sixth, the soul has attained total success for the self and in terms of the world. And seventh, can play a part fully whenever, wherever he wants and for as long as he wants. Since souls who have attained temporary occult powers can change their form on the basis of their powers, can the soul who has attained total powers of success and according to the drama plan, he is in an Avyakt body, not remain there for as long as he wants? What is the reason of bringing a soul into the corporeal form from the incorporeal or Avyakt stage? First is the bondage of karma. Second is the bondage of relations. So Baba is giving us the reason of bringing a soul into the corporeal form from the incorporeal or Avyakt stage. Why the stage changes from Avyakt stage to the corporeal stage or corporeal form? Because of the various reasons. First is the bondage of karma, our own karma, they bring us down. Second is the bondage of relations. Deep inside, intellect is still connected, so it pulls down. Third is the bondage of the part of the physical world and the bondage of the body. Physical world, body, comprising five elements. As soon as the costume is ready, the soul is pulled from the old costume into the new costume. So just think about all these bondages. The bondage of the part of establishment from the Vyakt form, that is the corporeal form, to the Avyakt form, to the subtle form, is being carried out at an even greater speed. Now, within this cycle, there aren't any bondages of attraction to the bodies of others as a bodily being. He finished the bondage of having any karmic accounts. So that's the reason that Brahma Baba went to the subtle form, the Avyakt form, because he finished the bondage of having any karmic accounts. Since the soul has become free from all karmic accounts, the physical body and the physical world cannot pull the soul down. Just as when scientists go beyond the pull of gravity into space, the earth cannot pull them. In the same way, as long as the time for playing his part in the new cycle, in a new life, and in the new world has not come, this soul is completely free until then and is free from physical bondages. Do you understand? This is why you must now not have many different thoughts. How can Brahma Baba not fulfill the promise he made to the Brahmin children of going home together, of living together and dying together? That is, of finishing the part. So, how can he leave incomplete the contract he has taken for of bringing about world transformation? Can the soul, who is the instrument, the foundation for the task of the establishment, be removed in between? Whatever actions everyone sees me perform, they will do the same. Babdada says, जो कर्म मैं करूंगा मुझे देख और करेगा. So will the soul who is an instrument in demonstrating this slogan for performing action not complete it? At present, you are performing actions for service on seeing the Father, are you not? The soul who is an instrument to demonstrate the performance of action will definitely be a companion and remain cooperative till the end. Acha, This is the response to your thought. Baba will tell you information of Amrit Vela at another time, because that news is specially between the father and the children, and that will definitely be in detail. Acha, to such Rajyuk, that is filled with the full significance and understanding of the deep secrets. To such Rajyuk children who understand all secrets, Yogyuk, embodiment of yoga, Gyan-yuk, embodiment of knowledge, Yukti-yuk, embodiment of the right methods, children who are full of all virtues, to those who always remain beyond the attraction of the elements and the vice, to those who are cooperative with the Father at a fast speed in the task of establishment, to the constantly loving souls, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, good night, and namaste, because this Avyakt Murli was spoken during the night. So good night and namaste. Thank you, Baba. So let's churn on the takeaways of the Murli. First, we'll observe 1 minute silence. Deep inside, we'll reflect what Bab Dada is making us understand when he says, "Do you understand?" What is the significance of the subtle form? What are the advantages of being in the subtle form? And why does this stage come down from subtle form to the corporeal form? What are those reasons? And how can we eliminate them in maintaining our subtle form, the Avyakt stage, stable, and increasing the intensity of our efforts, the speed of our efforts, the power of our efforts? Om Shanti. So Om Shanti. Now I invite all the members of the Divine Family to share their reflections. Om Shanti. So, what is Bab Dada brought out with respect to the difference between the Purusharth or the efforts in the subtle form and the with vis-a-vis the corporeal form? Can anyone, any soul, divine soul, bring out this difference? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, brother. Yes, Paiji.
Yeah. So, very deep, Murli, filled with a lot of secrets. So here, Baba says, first thing Baba said is mundane task what he does on day-to-day basis, which was very interesting to know. And Baba gave the contrast of the Avyakt and the Sakar service. The Avyakt seems to be, Baba says Avyakt is very fast service that became the Sakar form. We'll have to give time for the Sakar body as support. So the speed comparatively is less. The Avyakt stage can be the fastest wave of doing service. And Baba also said Brahma Baba has reached there. So he has no bondage. That's why he is in the settled form. Everything closed, all karmic accounts, everything is cleared. So each one of us should target reaching there one day by finishing all the bondages, all the karmic accounts, to fly as an angel out of this world. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, brother Om Shanti. Very nicely brought out with what does Bab Dada does during the subtle form. These eight main tasks. Om Shanti. Yeah, please. Anyone? I think someone's mic is on mute, so it's the sound is echoing.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
What a Rajyoga it is. I remember 80 years back, I think, if I'm not wrong, it was 1943, when even Brahma Baba didn't know about this form, Avyakt form of his. It was Gulzar Dadi, the instrument, to go up, gather the secret, and come and tell Brahma Baba. When he himself didn't know what was his role, he didn't know he was just playing this role every day. What a Ras Yukt. I think this is the secret which the world will never, never understand. What a harbinger was Brahma Baba. And it was a thing for us. This Avyakt thing, this subtle region changed our vision. Earlier, we just didn't know, we know we have to go with Shiv Baba, but it changed our vision for the via route to go through the Father, the revelations, how the victory bells will ring. That moment, the moment when he left, he knew because he was already given the secret when he left his body on 18th January and how he knew the subtle secret. And why did he go when all the children were crying? It was just a full stop, just a full stop, no questions. What a moment. And from that time, that moment when he left, he is still doing and uplifting his children. He's still making us fly. This is what we call it as soul connection, the Avyakt connection. What he could not do down when he was in the Vyakt form, because there was no speed, there was body limit and all. What a stage. And the question we often say, what are you doing, Baba, in the subtle region? Like we asked Shiv Baba, what you were doing for 4,900 years? I think this Murli is a perfect answer to all this, the moment, the moment.
Yeah, thank you, sister, for beautifully bringing out the role of Avyakt Bab Dada presently in uplifting all his children. And there are 8 tasks. They are unique, really. Each task is unique. He's giving to everyone. Is giving to the devotee souls, and according to their capacity. Wonderful. Anyone else kindly share? Baba also spoke about the scientists, how scientists are also emulating the speed and the power, and then how the things are becoming miniaturization of the things, the devices. We are talking about 3G, 4G, 5G, now 7G, 8G. So this is all the increasing the speed, the data speed. So how does scientists How do we what do we learn from these scientists, or they are learning from us probably? And so, can anyone share reflection on this aspect? How to intensify our efforts from based on this today's Murli? For example, our intense efforts when we are in the corporeal form, then these five elements, like body is made of five elements, so how they pull us down, and we have limitations of even the thoughts are not so fast, not so powerful. But once we go to the subtle form, the thought becomes intensely powerful and fast, and our stage becomes powerful, where we don't have these limitations. So, what are the limitations which Baba spoke about, which are not experienced in the subtle form? However, they are experienced in the corporeal form. So, we take
First
away
is limitation of the body, and then he speaks about even it takes time to take care of the body. That's one limitation that I got from the movie.
Yes, absolutely. Because body, Baba Dada says that a lot of power, a lot of thought, energy is consumed in own self. You know, thinking about the body, maintaining the body, fulfilling the needs of the body. Body means five elements. So that is one bondage, one thing, like, which is leaking the energy, which is consuming the energy, which could have otherwise been utilized gainfully on upliftment of the other souls in relations and context. What are the other thing Baba said? Other bondages other than the body?
Karmic bondages.
Karmic
Yes.
bondage.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
also spoke about the bondages of traveling. So a corporal body can travel to a specific distance, but in incorporeal space, it is unlimited.
Yeah,
Voltage.
unlimited. Absolutely. Absolutely. In corporeal,
Speed.
you have to spend money, fuel, and also do a booking, you know, from going from place A to place B. You have to spend so much of energy, money, effort, but they're effortless. Settle form, it's effortless. No need for booking any flight or anything. Just an Farishta stage, angelic stage, you can go from anywhere to anywhere in the world. And how long you want to be there, you can be there. Any other reflections?
Brother, can you say, as Baba mentioned in the Murli, the scientists work into space, they go beyond the pull of gravity, where the earth cannot pull them. So that kind of mastering, as the scientists have done, Baba is also pulling us away from this corporeal world. He's not saying to go to the incorporeal, the in-between subtle world, which is
Yes.
still, which others may not understand, which is away from the pull of gravity, where Brahma Baba is there. He is not bound by any gravitational law, by any physical law, by any law of time, by no limitations. So maybe that's what scientists are trying to achieve. And I think that's what the Murli says,
Yes.
if I'm
Yes, it's
correct.
like in physics, we would have all studied about the projectiles, where projectile means like kind of satellite or any such device which is first given up. It's propelled with a such fuel which will give us such a high intense thrust that these devices will gain that momentum, and they will be with such a high speed, they will be launched, and they will defy the gravity. They will means they will first, they are under the gravity till the time they are close to the Earth's atmosphere. After that, once they go beyond the Earth's gravitational pull, then they are on their own. Then they get start, revolving around the Earth. in their orbit. And that orbit is unique for that satellite. So all the calculations are done to establish that satellite in a particular orbit. Those calculations are so minute that even one error this side, that side will entirely alter the orbit in which they are located. So how we can learn from this is that, like, once we, like Baba has given those six factors, which are basically the forces acting on the soul to not to be stable. I mean, they are they are actually the barrier for us to be stabilizing in the Avyakt form, Avyakt stage. So those six factors, if you can work on, like, first is that body, attractions of the body. So instead of earth, here is the body. So I have to go beyond the body. So first I have to have such intense remembrance of Baba, so that it will take me beyond the. So that is one reflection from my side. Anyone else, anyone divine family member may share his or her own reflection. How do we get launched in such a, with such intensity that we go beyond the pole of body, our own body, and others' bodies, attraction, and our own karmic accounts? What is the way out based on today's Murli? We'll just give one more reflection, and thereafter we switch over to the meditation.
Brother, I'm not a very physics student and all, but whenever I see these people who go in space, they are not walking, they are just floating. And the way I say it is something very like angels are floating in space. And
Yeah, yes.
secretly, I couldn't even understand thing. I knew it was something with which they are cut off and
Yeah, it's
went
called like
beyond.
gravitational force, no? Gravitational force. We are
Yeah,
right now we are experiencing gravitational force, therefore we are not floating. But once the gravitational force
okay.
reduces or totally eliminates, then we'll start. If gravity becomes zero, we'll all be flying. We'll never come to the earth back. We'll all be in the sky and atmosphere only. So what is attaching us to the earth is the gravitational force. If you jump and again you come back to the earth, no. So, but in space, that gravitational force is like other planets. It is 1/6 and other kind of proportions. So automatically you don't feel that pull. You are in suspended in the air, and so you have to apply some opposite, equal or more force in opposite direction. Then only you can get lifted. Like, there is a technology of levitation in the bullet trains, and there are some trains where the train will not be running on the track. It will be suspended with a strong magnetic force. These train will be in the will be running in the space, void space, with a very strong force in upward direction. So the train will be like suspended in the air, and the speed is 100 times more than the normal train speed. Those trains are going to be, there's some trains are still operating in Japan or somewhere. So they are called levitation technology, where you don't get the limitations of the friction. Friction is zero. Frictional losses are zero. So here, the waste thoughts and all, they are the frictional losses. Waste thoughts, thoughts about the body, thoughts about others' bodies, attraction, pulls, and all. They are all wastes, which Baba is trying to eliminate to the subtle form. So, anyone
That,
else?
that
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to say. That picture I kept in mind, and I love. See, the subtle region is the only place where I can carry my subtle body. Paramdam not allowed, only energy. So I imagine that as if I'm going into the subtle region. Brahma Baba is also there, and I'm floating. I think that
Very
is
nice.
the only game I play. But one deep thing which I would like you to really reinstate is in this Murli Baba saying Brahma is not going to finish. I loved that sentence. Brahma has no other part. Brahma is not going to finish. And I am the instrument, I am not going to be removed. So this two things of the Murli really gives me a thing, yes, I can still go. Yes, I can still go.
Yes, thank you, sister, for bringing that out. Now, let's take a homework for the day based on today's Murli, that we all will practice switching over the costumes from the old costume into the new costume. The old costume is his body, the old sanskars, old habits, and the old bodily relations and the context. So now we switch over, we shed this body, and we take on a new costume, which is angelic. And once we go and take that on, then what is the difference I'm experiencing in my intensity of efforts, the speed, and beyond sound, beyond time, all these things we'll experience. Om Shanti. So that's the homework. And now we observe 1 minute meditation. Let's be in deep silence, cut off from the outer world, any sound, any movements. Gradually withdraw yourself from outside and go within. Listen to now your own body movements, your own breath, sound, subtle sounds. Now withdraw from this also. Go to your center of the forehead. Bring your consciousness in the cottage inside the forehead between the eyebrows. A miniature cottage or a hut, and be seated there. Now focus your consciousness on who am I? I'm an incorporeal point of light, might, a star, a shining star, a powerful star, which is beyond sound, which is beyond time, which is beyond any limitations, which is beyond any account. Now, Bab Dada emerges in front and hands me over a new costume of an angel, the complete stage. I happily accept that costume. Thank Bab Dada from bottom of my heart. I take the new costume on, and now I'm looking at my new costume, which is similar to Bab Dada's. Bab Dada is giving me drishti. My new costume is so beautiful. And with this new costume, I'm flying. I'm flying in the subtle region. my speed, my power has increased infinite folds. Here I don't experience any bondages of my old body, old world, old relations, old contacts, old habits, old feelings, old attitudes, old visions. Nothing of that sort is here. I'm into the unlimited world. There are no barriers, no bondages. And here Bab Dada and myself are doing those 8 tasks, giving salvage to the weaker souls, upliftment of the weaker souls, giving visions to the other souls so that they can get connected to the Supreme Powerhouse. Acha, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om
Thank you,
Shanti.
Baba.
Yes, thank you, Baba. Thank you, Om Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. Have a wonderful day. And we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.